It's back. It's back. World Cup qualifiers are back, and I'm here to talk CONCACAF. You guys know that's my favorite confederation. That's the confederation where I live, and it's the confederation I'm most passionate about. So, look, it was actually a challenge to get this video out. I just want to put it that way because I did the video earlier today in my car, passionately and everything, and then I didn't have enough memory on my phone that I was using as the recording device. After all, it costs, almost $1,000 or more, you know what I mean? That's a freaking iPhone, you know what I'm saying? But it ran out of space, so here I am to do take two. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks to all the new subscribers. We just hit 49K, which means the road to half a century is in full effect. So, it'll be nice to hit that before February ends. Yeah, where we have an international break again. But let's see. Let us see. So, look, we talk CONCACAF Match Day 9 predictions for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. You see on the screen right there, we got the octagonal round-robin format where each team play each other twice. Every team play each other twice. And at the top of the table right now, we have Canada, the Canucks, with 16 points. The only team unbeaten so far in World Cup qualifiers, CONCACAF. Second in the table, we have the USA on 15 points after 8 matches played. And disappointingly, Mexico are third on 14 points. Same amount of points as Panama, who sit in the playoff spot in fourth. In the bottom half of the table, we have Costa Rica on 9 points. That's quite a healthy gap between Panama and Costa Rica. These teams meet each other, where Costa Rica would look to close that gap. For Jamaica, they are sixth in the table with 7 points. They need to really get their act together, and they have taken strides in doing so by sacking their longtime boss, Tapper Whitmore. El Salvador, who haven't done too badly, they're in 7th with 6 points, and the worst team so far in qualifiers, Honduras, with 3 points, the only team yet to pick up a victory. So, look, guys, I'm going to give you my predictions for match day 9. But before we do, let's go back and see what happened in November, where we had 2 match days, 7 and 8. So, let's just go back to match day 9, match day 7 and 8, just to do a quick recap. So, we go back to November here, Friday, November the 12th, we had those games and those 4 matches where Panama defeated Honduras 3-2 on the road. Then for El Salvador, they drew 1-1 with Jamaica at home, while Canada defeated Costa Rica 1-0 in frigid conditions. Then for the USA, they got the better of Mexico in a 2-0 affair. And those were match day 7 results. For match day 8, Jamaica picked up yet another draw, which when you really think about it, 2 good results. Those are good results. The Jamaican fans are very ambitious. I think they're overly ambitious and they want more. But come on, man. You draw the USA, pick up a draw against El Salvador. Those are good results, man. Those are good results. But anyways, Panama defeated El Salvador 2-1. So we go back here for Panama to really pull things back in November by picking up 2 wins. Awesome. Costa Rica bounced back from that loss against Canada with a 2-1 win over Honduras, who lost both games under their new boss, Hernan Dario Gomez. And Canada with yet another win, this time against El Tri, Mexico, 2-1, completely outplayed the 1986 World Cup hosts. And the reason why I mentioned 1986, that was the last time Canada made it to the World Cup where they were debutants as well. So we get down to the January fixtures here. We have Thursday, January 27th. That's actually tomorrow, okay? I should have done this before, but guys, I've been busy. I've been talking AFCON Premier League. I've been going to work. I've been taking care of my family and all that good stuff. So, look, I'm still taking care of my family. If you don't realize, I have a baby right here behind the mic sleeping, okay? Yeah, I do. Look. You see, the boy Dom always working, you know what I mean? Multitasking and everything. So, look, Jamaica play Jamaica play Mexico. I kind of spaced for a second there. Jamaica play Mexico. The USA play El Salvador. Honduras host Canada. Costa Rica will host Panama. So I do have notes here, so I will be referring to my notes. So if you see me looking down from time to time, you know, yeah, you gotta have a reference point, right? So Jamaica versus Mexico. The last meeting was at the Azteca where Mexico narrowly won the game 2-1. I think Jamaica could have actually walked away with a draw, which would have been a huge point in the grand scheme of things. For Jamaica, they sacked Theodore Whitmore after only picking up 7 points in the opening 8 games and a solitary win that came against Honduras on the road. Former assistant coach to Tapa Whitmore, Paul Hall, who both were at the 1998 World Cup where Jamaica made their debut. Paul Hall actually was appointed permanent head coach in place of Tapa Whitmore. Kind of fishy, right? Kind of fishy. What did Paul Hall have to say about Tapa Whitmore when asked? Listen, man, that man not do a good job at all, man. Let's get rid of this guy. I'm the man for the job, you see what I'm saying? Me are the man for the job. See? You see it? See it there? Anyways, so, look, Jamaica's home record so far isn't that bad. 3 matches played, 2 draws, and that weird loss that they picked up against Panama there. So, for Jamaica, notable absentees will be Leon Bailey and Shaman Nicholson, along with Kemar Roof. Players involved still have most of the players, the core, and they will also be without Javon Watson, who was not picked for these matches. I actually think Jamaica were playing well with Javon Watson, but the Jamaican fans do not like Javon Watson for some reason, right? So Andre Blake, Kemar Lawrence, Mikel Antonio, talismanic forward there from West Ham United, Ravel Morrison, Damian Lowe, Andre Mariappa are all in the squad, and there will be no fans at the stadium to cheer on the Reggae Boys at home. At the office. So for Tata Martino and Mexico, they need to bounce back after quite a disappointing November. Very, very disappointing. Raul Jimenez is a doubt. Hervin Lozano and Jesus Corona would need to provide an impetus going forward, along with Diego Lainez. Alexis Vega is involved. Rogelio Funes Mori is also in the squad. These guys need to really step up their game. Veterans Hector Herrera, Guillermo Ochoa, and of course Andres Guardado is ever present in the squad. And I think for Mexico, they need to actually sort out their defense. Their defense have been all over the place, where I think Tata Martino have been experimenting a bit too much, changing up his systems quite too often, and he doesn't know his best 11 in my opinion, you know. So let's see what happens in this game. Mexico visit the land of wood and water, Jamaica. Okay, stay away from the jerk chicken, Mexico. Just stay away. Don't be tempted by the smell of that tasty jerk chicken. So, what's my prediction for this game? The first match between Jamaica and Mexico was way too close for comfort, man. For Mexico, I don't think they played well, and I don't think they have played well throughout the qualifiers so far. Is the best yet to come for Mexico, or are we going to see the same old Mexico, unimpressive, and they just haven't really lived up to expectations? For Jamaica, their home record has been stellar, having picked up a draw against both the USA and Canada. That's a big achievement if you ask me. and they would want to put that Panama game behind them. Jamaica has to make their home a fortress. If they are to get back into contention of qualifying for the World Cup, they have to defeat Mexico. They really have to defeat Mexico. For Mexico, look, historically they've done well against Jamaica. They have. Jamaica have beaten Mexico recently in a Gold Cup, that Kemal Lawrence goal, I could recall. So they will look to draw inspiration from that. What's going to happen in this game? Guys, I think we're going to see a draw. Jamaica do have the quality of Mikel Antonio with his goal threat, and they have a hard-working midfield with Devon Williams, who's going to occupy that midfield there. Ravel Morrison, I want to see more from him. And Jamaica's defense need to be a lot tighter than they have been, and they need to protect Andre Blake a lot more. So, look, goal threat, I think they'll score a goal. For Mexico, they're a very dangerous team, we know that. But Mexico have just been giving everyone a sniff. Guillermo Ochoa has been way too busy, if you ask me. So, for this game, I think it's going to be a scoring draw. Jamaica to get something from the game, a point, which would be a good result, but I don't think it's a good enough result to actually catch up to the teams ahead of them. For Mexico, this won't be a good result at all. Because let's say Panama win their game, the USA win their game, Canada win their game, Mexico will be left behind. Not far behind, but still behind. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Let me give Jamaica some credit here. So, Reggae Boys, don't let me down. At least get something from the match against Mexico, who are playing like the 2014 World Cup qualifiers. So, with that being said, guys, 1-1 my prediction. And we shall move on to the next fixture. And that game, as you guys could see on the screen right there, it's USA versus El Salvador. What happened the last time these two teams met? The game ended in a 0-0 stalemate. One of the rare 0-0 stalemates that we've had. Yeah, that was one of them. I think Greg Berhalter just wanted not to lose that game, and his setup and the approach was quite negative. He got to get away from that negative approach. Definitely. Positivity at all times, Grego. Positivity. So, look, the game will be played in Columbus, Ohio. And I messed up when I did make the video earlier and I said Ohio, I messed it up as well. I don't know what's going on with me and saying Ohio. I've never been to Ohio though, but when I checked the weather, it was cold. It was 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the people who use Celsius, just convert it to Celsius and you see exactly what I'm talking about. Google it, or if you're a mathematician, just leave a conversion. Listen, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. And the majority of the players in the El Salvadorian team, 15 of them I count, are actually playing in Central America locally and in the neighboring countries. So, it's going to be rough. I know, look, the U.S. players are humans too. They're going to feel it. But I think they'll be more acclimatized to that type of weather where they do play in Europe as well in the cold. So, look, I think that was strategically done and good on them to do that. So, Greg Berhalter's USA picked up a win and a draw in November and on 15 points. 2 more wins, I think, should get the USA into Qatar. Because 2 more wins would get him into the 20s, 21 points. And it will take a lot of catching up for teams like Costa Rica, Jamaica, Honduras, El Salvador to really, get to that point. So I think 21 points. And with a handful of games left, which means more points will be picked up, the USA should be fine in terms of qualifying. But this game has to be a stepping stone towards that. So, for the USA, Christian Pulisic in the squad, Weston McKennie, Ricardo Pepi with a big move to Augsburg, Brendan Aronson being linked to Leeds United. Timothy Weah, who was really good in November. Giassi Zardes back in the team. Sebastian Leggett. We have who else I spotted in the team? The same bunch of guys in the defense. Kellen Costa. I want to see more of Kellen Costa, you know what I mean? Very feisty. Yunus Musa. Look, Jesus Ferreira, I think, is in the team. The team is quite stacked up, and it's going to take a whole lot to topple them, especially on home soil. Listen, USA, reigning Gold Cup champs, reigning Nations League champs, and they should use that momentum to get themselves back at the grand event. Okay, so remember the USA missed the World Cup back in 2018. I don't need to remind you, but it did happen, and they would want to rectify that like right now. Okay, so for El Salvador, Hugo Perez, who's a former USA international, and El Salvador has given a very good account for themselves so far in qualifiers, with a win against Panama and 3 important draws against the USA, Jamaica, and Honduras. With 6 points and 6 games to go, El Salvador have to start winning pretty much every single game if they are to stand a chance of getting the playoff or one of those direct spots. Look, check the squad, pretty much the same bunch of players that's, you know, in the team. Darwin Seren, you know, Duenas, you know, same bunch of guys, man. Alex Roldan, you know, same bunch of guys. Gonzalez in goal, pretty much the same team. But I realize that it's very local heavy, though. I think earlier, there was a lot of guys like who are based in the USA, but I kind of see the squad changed up a little bit more. You know, Eric Zavaleta comes to mind as well. So, look, a decent team that I think needs a lot of work, and they could look towards the 2026 World Cup, in my opinion. But look, could El Salvador pull off a shock win against the USA in the frigid cold in Ohio? It's going to be really, really tough. So, in terms of my prediction here, look, the USA on home soil have been pretty goddamn ruthless, with the exception of that game against Canada where they drew the match. But apart from that, the USA have really put their foot down, and they have really stamped their authority when on home soil. So, I do think this is going to continue. I think Greg Berhalter shouldn't take this lightly. He should put out the strongest 11 possible so that you could get the job done. Points on the board is points on the board. You should be able to win this game, go up to 18 points, and put yourself in a really good position to qualify directly to Qatar within, you know, the next few weeks. Because look, the next few days, I should say, because there'll be 3 matches this window. And if the USA go on to win all 3, that's qualification sealed right there. But it's easier said than done. Who knows what will happen? We shall see. But I'm going to go for the USA to win this game 3-1. I think El Salvador do have good moments during the matches, but overall, I think quality would prevail in the end, and the USA would win the game. But I am giving El Salvador a goal where, you know, they do have a goal threat in their team. So, look, 3-1 to the USA, guys. Let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. We're going to keep it moving, and the next game is Honduras versus Canada. Guys, don't forget, today's video is brought to you by the lovely folks over at manscaped.com, who are the best in men's grooming. Join over 4 million men who chose Manscaped and who are part of the movement, who are definitely in the business of keeping their confidence sky high. Check out the Performance Package 4.0 that comes with the Lawnmower 4.0 and some various accessories and gifts as well. Check out the website. A lot of accessories to choose from. The body wash that I used before I made this video, I smell pretty damn good right now. the cologne, when you go out on a date or just on a regular, you put a little bit on and you feel good, you smell good. Guys, use the coupon code Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off, free shipping. All the links will be in the description box down below. So manscaped.com, Dominic Rich, 20% off, free shipping. All the links in the description box down below. Trust me, your balls would thank you. So Honduras versus Canada. This is a very, very important game for Honduras because if they lose this game, they could kiss the chance of even getting the playoffs goodbye. I think, according to how they perform this window, it could be over for Honduras. While for Canada, they will look to seal their berth at Qatar 2022, returning to the World Cup for the first time in 36 years. So, last meeting, it was a 1-1 draw. This was the first game that was played during World Cup qualifiers for both teams, as far as I could recall. And the game ended 1-1. I think Canada showed Honduras way too much respect. But Canada, since then, has been very disrespectful at home. Let's just put it that way. So, Hernan Dario Gomez took over from Fabian Coito on the 16th of October 2021 and have lost all 3 of the matches he's been in charge of so far. A friendly against Colombia and the 2 World Cup qualifying games against Costa Rica and Panama in November. So, with no wins at all, so far, Honduras would have to win their remaining 6 games to stand a chance. And that's going to be very, very difficult. But if they are to do so, they would need Albert Ellis and Romel Cuoto, who does play for the Montreal franchise. And they would need Mano Figueroa to lead his troops. He's 38 years old these days, and it seems like he wants to get to 200 caps. I think that might actually be his aim. But it's going to be a lot to get there, though. But look, if he stays fit and he has the ambition of getting to 200, why not? You see what I'm saying? Because I doubt there's many better than him still in Costa Rica. So, for John Herdman's Canada here, where they were last at the World Cup in 1986, as I mentioned, and they're a few wins away from achieving that status once again. So, top of the table, 4 wins, 4 draws. That's a magnificent effort so far. If you ask me, the only team yet to lose a game in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying the final round, which is brilliant. So, look, everything has gone to plan so far. Do well at home, draw the games on the road, and it has worked out. But Canada has a setback. The talismanic winger, Alphonso Davies, who's been involved since 2017, and that's like 5 years ago now. He's still very young, and I remember talking about him at Gold Cup 2017. He was just a little baby, man. How old was he? About 15 years old? 15, 16, I think. So, look, Fonzie has been around for some time. He's at Bayern Munich right now. He's one of the best fullbacks in the world, one of the best wingers in the world. Very versatile player. I think he's the best player in CONCACAF, if you ask me. And he will be absent with a heart problem after contracting the coronavirus. So that's very sad. And it's going to be interesting to see how Canada fare without their star boy, Alphonso Davies. But if you look around the squad, though, Tajon Buchanan, oh man, how exciting is he? Steven Estacio, look, I rate this player big time. Jonathan Osorio, who, one of the more experienced players. Atiba Hutchinson comes to mind. Kyle Larin, Rachel Arrea, Sam Adukudbe, Mark Anthony Kay. You have Milan Boyan in goal. And there's a few other players I'm not mentioning. Kamal Miller and Doniel Henry. You know what I mean? The list goes on, man. The list goes on. So Steven Vittoria as well at the back. The list goes on. The team is quality. And even without Alphonso Davies, I think it's going to take a lot to topple Canada. So look, three draws for Canada in their road games. 3 road games, all of them drawn. And I think that is the plan for Canada, not to lose the games on the road, because before the playoffs, before the octagonal, a lot of people's concern for Canada was their road form, and not their home form, but their road form. People were concerned that Canada would lose those games on the road, and that would definitely hamper their chances of qualifying, right? But Canada, look, John Herdman, they're smart. I don't know what he be listening to in that, earpiece. He's always have that earpiece in. But something is giving him the right instructions. Canada yet to lose a game, whether it's at home, whether it's on the road. And I think they need to continue that trend here against Honduras, who are desperate to bounce back from their slump. So what's my prediction for this game, man? Look, it's a hard one to predict. It is a hard one to predict. But look, before I predict this one, let me take a sip of my water, man. Let me take a sip. This is going to be a gutsy prediction here. This is going to be a gutsy prediction. Honduras are under pressure. They have to produce. They got to get 3 points on the board. I don't think 1 point is good enough at all. Honduras are under pressure to get all 3 points, and they're going to commit. They're going to play open game, an attacking game with Albert Ellis, Quioto, and Co. And they're going to leave themselves very exposed on the counter, very exposed on a transition. And I think Canada are going to love this. I think John Herdman shouldn't go into this game too negative. Because if you do, and you try to set up in a low block and just defend, just play without the ball, you're going to lose this game, in my opinion. You're going to fall into Honduras' hands. You're just going to walk right into the trap. I think Canada should go out there and continue playing pragmatically and continue playing, smart football and pounce in the right moments and play attacking when they can. Don't just be negative, because if you're negative, you're going to lose. Continue doing what you've been doing. Be positive. Be positive. But I don't want Canada to take the same approach that they have on the road. As much as 1 point would be nice, you get a point. Let's say the USA win their game, and the USA goes past you. You see what I'm saying? In the table. Mexico win their game. Mexico a level with you again. Panama win their game. And Panama a level with you. And then, it becomes a tricky situation for Canada. You see what I'm saying? You guys do understand what I'm saying here? You understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? I do think Canada are going to take this game to Honduras. They're going to win this one. This will be their first road win of the campaign. A 1-0 win, a narrow 1-0 win here. It would be a frustrating day at the office for Honduras. Look, for them, they would want to prove me wrong, but I'm going to go for the Canucks, the Maple Boys here, to get all 3 points for the first time on the road and go ever so closer to direct qualification to Qatar 2022. So, look, 1-0 to Canada, my prediction. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. So, we move into the final game here for match day 9. Costa Rica versus Panama. The last game between these two teams ended in a 0-0 draw. So, for Luis Fernando Suarez's Ticos, they need to win this game. No, I don't need to put this any other way. They got to win the game. You know why? Because the team immediately ahead of them, Panama and Mexico, but Panama. Forget about Mexico. Focus on Panama, the team you're playing against. That's a 6-pointer right there. That is a 6-pointer. Because if Panama wins this game, then Panama says hasta la vista to Costa Rica, where the gap would be 8 points. But if Costa Rica managed to win this game, they could close down the gap to 2 and that's within touching distance, and there's a lot of possibilities there. While, trust me, if it goes to 8, Costa Rica could kiss qualifying for the World Cup goodbye. Okay? Goodbye. So, look, an indifferent start to proceedings here during the octagonal, if you ask me. And they must finish strong. One name I was actually looking for in the setup was Keylor Navas, and he was called up. He accepted the call up. He's in the ranks. Whenever he's not playing, Costa Rica do not look good. But with him, does give him a chance. Very good in between the sticks, and he's just a pillar of inspiration for Los Ticos. Look, Celso Bojes in the team, 100 cap man, along with Brian Ruiz and Joel Campbell. These guys would need to come to the fore. These guys would need to step up. They would need to match the intensity of a Panamanian team that would have more in their legs. Costa Rica have been criticized for not being young enough. Team is very old. I could see in the squad, when I took a look at the squad, they did call up a lot of inexperienced players, which could be good. Mix it up a little. Try to blood those new talent for the transition in case, you don't qualify for the World Cup. You look towards 2026. You should always be looking for new talent, but you guys understand what I'm saying. There could be a clear out if they fail to qualify for the World Cup, right? Remember, Costa Rica were at the last World Cup and were at the 2014 event as well. So, excuse me. As much as they didn't set the World Cup on fire in Russia, like they did at Brazil 2014, they would want to be there. They would want to actually be there again. So, look, for Thomas Christensen, Los Canaleros, the Canal Boys of Panama, they sit fourth. I think they sit in a very, very good position right now. They did earn qualification in 2018 by directly making the cut, where Honduras came in fourth and did not win the Interconfederation playoff there against Australia. But look, Panama are in a great position right now. You just want to be in the top 4. You don't want to be 1 point behind the 4th place team. You don't want to be nowhere outside the top 4. This is where Panama wants to be, and they're definitely competing amongst the best in CONCACAF. You talk Mexico, Canada, the USA, touching distance away. It's important that they win this game. If they win this game, I think they would make things very, very interesting, especially with them and Mexico on the same amount of points with 5 games to go after that one. World Cup qualifiers in CONCACAF. It's heating up, baby. It's getting really, really hot. You see what I'm saying? It's getting down to the time where things are going to start taking shape. You see where it's at right now? It's in a very tricky state. Very, very tricky. Well, let's say teams like Canada, the USA fail to pick up points or 1, and you have Panama getting all 3, Mexico getting 3, then those teams go ahead of them. So it's in a tricky situation right about now. So, look, mainstays Harold Cummins, Luis Mejia, the goalkeeper, Eric Davis, quality left back, Armando Cooper, Joel Basinas, Anibal Godoy, Adelberto Carrasquillo, Orlando Blackburn would all be involved. Cecilia Waterman does miss out. And these are 2 very experienced teams coming up against each other here. A lot of 100 cap men amongst the ranks, and it's going to be a hell of a one. It's going to be a hell of a game. I don't know why I said a hell of a one. Why did I say that? But it's going to be a hell of a game, though. Definitely is. Teams couldn't separate themselves earlier in qualifiers. And for my prediction, I think it is going to be a very even game of football. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to take the game to the other? Look, Costa Rica will be at home against neighboring nation Panama. They would want to win this game. As I mentioned, close the gap would be very, very important For Panama, they've looked good. They've looked good. They started well, fell off a bit. I think they fell off in October, bounced back in November, and they're looking to just consolidate their current form and continue picking up these points. I think the game ends in a draw. Both teams, not playing too bad lately, even though, Costa Rica did lose that game against Canada. They're not playing too badly right now, and especially with Keylor Navas back in the team, it would always be very, very, very difficult to breach that back line. So, look, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here for Panama versus Costa Rica. Look. These Panamanian games have been very, very entertaining, right? We think the game between themselves and Honduras. Let's not forget that game, right? Where Honduras were 2-0 up and Panama came back to score 3 within the space of about, let's say, 8 minutes, which was absolutely ridiculous, to go on to win the game 3-2. So where they looked like they were going to lose, they came back to win the game. So all in all, like Honduras, they could have been in a much better position right now, but they have themselves to blame. So for Panama, we know that there are no pushovers. They've done admirably so far in World Cup qualifiers. They've actually done better than I expected. If you ask me, they've really exceeded my expectations. So look, I think they're going to continue doing well, and they'll get a point. A point is good. I'm predicting Mexico to get a point. I'm predicting them to get a point. So with my predictions, Canada will stay on top of the table with 9 points. The USA will be 19 points, pardon me. The USA will be second with 18. Mexico will be third with 15. And we'll have Panama fourth with 15 points, with a 5-point gap remaining between themselves and Costa Rica, who would be on 10 points. Jamaica 8 in 6th. El Salvador on 6 points, and Honduras at the bottom with only a maximum of 18 points achievable after this. According to my predictions, I think they're all but doomed and won't qualify for the World Cup. No chance whatsoever. So after these games, what do we have coming up? Guys, on Sunday, we have Canada taking on the USA in a big derby. And this would be hosted by Canada this time around. Well, Tim Hortons Field. All right, let me just check and see what this Tim Hortons Field is all about. It's not at the Commonwealth Stadium. And it's Tim Hortons Field. I don't know where that field is. But anyways, it is going to be cold in Canada nevertheless. It doesn't matter where you play it, right? Canada is cold. Oh, my God. Look. Mexico versus Costa Rica there. Panama would host Jamaica, and Honduras will play El Salvador. Then we also have games coming up on a Wednesday where Jamaica play Costa Rica, the US will play Honduras, El Salvador would face Canada, and Mexico, Panama. And then March we got matches again to finish off proceedings with the last 3 match days, pardon me. And then we will see who qualifies, who takes those 3 direct spots and that playoff place to be in contention for Qatar 2022. Guys, it's 2022. It is 2022. This is the World Cup year, okay? So get hyped, because it's going to be a hell of a year, man. So, look, guys, thanks for watching another one. I know the video is long. I'll try to put in timestamps, of course. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Guys, we just hit 49K. So if you're new, subscribe, like the video if you haven't yet done so. Head on over to manscaped.com, who are the best in men's grooming. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off each and every one of your orders. Shipping free. Treat yourself to something good. Okay? So all the links will be in the description box down below. Trust me. Your balls would thank you. So guys, from your boy Dom, until my next one, where I'll come back to talk about the games, of course, and the way the table sets up right now and everything. Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. I'm actually glad I got this done, I'm really glad I got it done because I've been procrastinating this thing for the last, let's say, 24 hours. And I'm glad I got it done, man. And I know if you're watching it to the end, you're happy too. Just put it in the work, man. It's all about the work. It's all about getting it done. You know what they say? Done is better than perfect, okay? So that's me. That's me. Peace out, guys. Why you still here? Peace. Talk to you soon. Okay? Hope you enjoy the background music. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.